Good evening. My name is Tom Bohl, and I would like to present to you my capstone proposal, which is going to be discussing the American kestrel habitat enhancement in central Missouri. What I would like to discuss with you regarding the American kestrel habitat enhancement in central Missouri are three subtopics, and they are as follows. First, we're going to talk about the purpose. What is the reason for deciding that we are going to want to enhance the habitat for the American kestrel? What do we say is the reason? Next, we would like to discuss different things about having the American kestrel habitat enhancement. And then finally, I would like to also talk with you about the proposal. What do we propose to do? How are we going to figure out the best way to enhance kestrel habitat, if we would even really need to be doing it at all? Okay, so the purpose of this proposal is going to be to offer evidence as to why the habitat of the American kestrel, which is genus and species Falco sparverius, found in central Missouri, should be enhanced. That is mainly what the focus is going to be of this capstone, and eventually carried into a thesis. So, regarding our discussion, first we would talk about the declining population of American kestrels. It had been brought to my attention as a field observer, as a apprentice falconer, that when I was going out to try to capture a bird of prey for falconry purposes, as apprentices we were allowed to either capture red-tailed hawks or kestrels. I had noticed, as we were attempting to trap one of them, that there seemed to be, on a rough count, 5 red-tailed hawks for every 1 American kestrel. So it seemed like the numbers were very small on this. So I went ahead and I decided to research the Christmas bird count, and it did seem that the numbers for the American kestrel had slightly been on the decline over the years, and that there has also been other research that has been found basically pointing to different instances where the American kestrel's population is declining for different reasons, such as loss of habitat is one, predation could be another one, and basically just the numbers are just going lower in general, and that had been pulled up on the Christmas bird count since 1993. And further on in this discussion, I'd also like to talk about the importance of kestrels to the ecosystems, or to their respective ecosystems. Okay, to kind of illustrate this a little bit better, we had pulled this up. This is one of the maps that we use to demonstrate where our purpose is. Here, central Missouri, basically, where it's yellow at number 24, that zone is basically showing that the numbers are on the decline, that they're kind of basically somewhere in the middle. Some of your green areas are more enhanced, where they are at a better population. Your red ones are basically where your populations are about lower. So if you can look, central Missouri, as we stated, is in 24, and it appears to be that their numbers are kind of in the middle, which would just show that we are basically maybe experiencing a decline in kestrel populations. There are many benefits that the American kestrel has to their respective ecosystems. Their main prey is going to be things like rodents and insects, so this does help out an awful lot in situations, especially in agricultural areas, where instead of farmers possibly using insecticides, pesticides, which can be harmful for the environment, if they are able to possibly enhance kestrel habitats, then they could bring in more kestrels, which in turn would hopefully reduce the insect and the rodent populations, and that significantly, and this might basically be as a benefit to both farmer and kestrel. So the proposal that we have for this would go into different different areas. Being more specifically, we would be conducting field count. We would be conducting, field studies, which basically we would be doing bird counts in Johnson County, Missouri, and documenting our kestrel sightings, kind of getting an idea of how many kestrels there actually are in Johnson County. And that what we will do based on that, we will also do some research, and we will figure out exactly how much the kestrel populations are on the decline, and if we can come to some kind of a conclusion based on research, and that would we try to create a better enhancement. One example would be for kestrels is nesting boxes. Traditionally, kestrels prefer to nest in hollow trees. Sometimes there are really not that many hollow trees out there for them to nest in. So there are many different groups that will put up nesting boxes for them to use. Part of the proposal here is when we mention agricultural areas and roadways, that there is also a chance that kestrels may also be scavengers, and that if they're along a roadway that's adjacent to an agricultural area, this could provide a great food source for them, provided they have the nesting boxes mounted to areas such as fence posts. In the course of our proposal, we would be using for bird studies, we'd be using a type of recording from the University of Florida, and this is one example. You would basically just be taking a radius going 20 minutes, or 20 meters out, and just doing a rough count on the different kestrels that would be in that specific area. Okay, and these are the references that we had for our PowerPoint, and that thank you very much.